Hey guys, Jcc2224 here, and I felt like taking a trip down memory lane. I was just thinking, what really got me into Transformers? I mean, I enjoyed the Cybertron cartoon as a kid, I really enjoyed the first Michael Bay movie as a kid, but what about the thing that got me into collecting, the thing that really kickstarted it? And I think it really started with this guy. This is the 2010 Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Deluxe class Soundwave. I know that's kind of a long name, but hey, it's Transformers. They always kind of have long names for the toy lines, don't they? This thing is what really got me into it, because I remember watching The Hub, rest in peace, and I remember seeing G1 on there, and I was thinking, oh, I haven't really seen G1 yet. I really want to watch this original Transformers cartoon. And I fell in love with Soundwave, like many others did, for the simple reason that he looked like Optimus Prime, but he was all blue and had a cool voice and was a bad guy. And that's still kind of the reason why I really like him. But after I watched a lot of G1, I was thinking, I just want a Soundwave figure, okay? I just want a Soundwave. So I went into Toys R Us just looking for a Soundwave, and lo and behold, there, around 2010, was the War for Cybertron Soundwave. Now, of course, I was thinking, oh, there's probably a better Soundwave that's more accurate out there, because this is from like a video game, right? But little did I know that this was... It still kind of is one of the best sound waves to use kind of just as a normal G1 sound wave, unfortunately. Of course, we have the Titans Return Leader class now that's going to be released in the Bumblebee movie. We have the expensive music label Soundwave, which I actually have and is my personal favorite sound wave. We have the Masterpiece Soundwave, which I personally have and I personally really like. But I still enjoy this thing. We even have the FOC Voyager class, which yet again I also have. But this guy will always have a soft spot in my heart for being the very first Soundwave I got, and pretty much the first Transformer I ever really bought on my own besides the original 2007 movie Brawl. I just bought this thing and I didn't even collect Transformers at the time, and now I have like 600-700 of the damn things. So naturally this really kicked off something special. So I'm starting in robot mode because that's what he's packaged in. And looking at this guy, he's very obviously based off of the War for Cybertron game, which is a very, very amazing game. And if you haven't played it, you really should play it. I really enjoy this thing. It looks pretty accurate to the game, even with the wheel placement on the back. Of course, it's not as flush as it is in the game, but hey, what are you going to do? It's a toy. It even kind of has the odd-looking Decepticon symbol-looking thing on his back that he does in the game as well, because you see the back a lot in the game, of course. The legs look nice, if not a little oddly proportioned because of the vehicle mode. I'm not even going to call it like a truck or anything. I'm just going to call it the vehicle mode pieces on it, but it still looks good. I think the arms are nice. They're a little odd. He's got a nice elbow bend for sure for the transformation, but I feel like he just has this odd curvature to the arms. It just makes it look very odd. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a, like, I don't know, I'm thinking Gundam here, almost like an odd Neo Zeon Titans mobile suit that just kind of has an odd curvature to the arm. I don't know. But still, it looks nice. The shoulder pads, they're very not G1 Soundwave. They got these giant spikes on them that Soundwave didn't have in G1. But still, it's a very G1-y looking design. He has these claws on his chest almost in place of the buttons for his cassette mode. The head design is pretty much just a G1 Soundwave, slightly tweaked, and I don't really have a problem with that. He still has his shoulder cannon, which looks really cool, and he still has his gun, which is very cool. They do store in his chest in vehicle mode, so that's very nice, and I'll show you that in just a moment here. But first, let's go into the articulation on this thing, because he's got a lot of it, and unfortunately, it does make him a little bit awkward to pose, but still, he has all the articulation you really want. He has a swivel at the head, he has ball joints at the shoulders that don't really move up too much, they just want to pop out, but they move up, they move forward and back. He has an outward here, so that kind of gives you your outward joint. He has bicep swivel, like I already showed you. He has a crazy elbow bend. He has an up and down at the wrist, as well as a wrist swivel, so that's really nice. No waist joint because of transformation, but honestly, that's fine. I don't really expect waist joints out of Transformers. Ball joints at the hips that move nice. Nice 90 degree at the knee there, and he also has a ball joint at the foot, which can move up, down, and gives you just a little bit of pivot inward. Actually gives you a little more outward, unfortunately. But yeah, it kind of gives you what you need there. Overall, very, very articulated, and it's good. It's a good figure. I do enjoy it. So like I said, These accessories do store in his chest here, and we will show you that right now. So you move it down, then you put this one in, then this one condenses, and then you put it in. So we just flip, put it in, close it up, and look, he doesn't have weapons anymore. He's pacifist, Soundwave. Oh, he's a pacifist. Excuse any dust on this guy. As I said prior, I've had this guy for 8 years. So anyways, getting on to the transformation of this guy, it's interesting. It's very interesting. The first thing I typically do is move the shoulders into place to cover the head, just because it's kind of easier. It kind of gets the arms out of the way. And there we go. There's we're kind of almost there at a gur walk. Then we move the wrists upward, kind of have them up like that, almost like almost a gorilla arm for the robot mode. Put them in, then use that elbow joint to tab them in right there. Put the wheels, hinge them forward, kind of put them right there. We're basically almost done with already half of the vehicle mode, because it's one of those transformers where half of the robot makes half of the vehicle. It doesn't really intermingle with the parts. So there we go. Then move the spikes forward a little bit. And there's basically half of the vehicle mode already. It's a pretty basic transformation, to be honest. Then you untab the waist, kind of hinge it up, and then once we have it here, we work on the feet. Put these back so the wheels are kind of facing up on the legs now. Rotate the feet around, and then we take that panel, move it up, take it, move it up, and then we hinge it, we untab it, and then we hinge it down. It's kind of, when it goes up, it kind of it's on a spring slider, so that's where it kind of rests for robot mode, and then it goes outward more for the vehicle mode. Put it into place there, and then we basically just take the legs, tab them together, then wrap it around the top of the alt mode, tab it all together, and boom, what do you know? War for Cybertron Soundwave in his vehicle mode. That's way easier than Bumblebee, am I right? Way easier than Bumblebee. And this vehicle mode looks really good. It looks really good. It's exactly how it looks in the game. I think this vehicle mode looks way better than the Fall of Cybertron Voyager class. It compacts very nice. It just looks really good. How does it roll? Not too well. Not too well, unfortunately. The back wheels roll just fine. It's mostly these front wheels because they're on these dual hinges there. Kind of got to get it right. There we go. It's better. Just got to make sure it's properly aligned. Of course, you can take the weapons out in vehicle mode as well, and you have these holes on either side you can tab them into. Let's do that because it's cool. Let's give him some armament, because after all, in the game, he does have weapons out in the vehicle mode. So yeah, this thing, you can see how that just falls out, and then you just kind of pull it, and then it stays. This thing's nice, man. It's a nice figure. I do recommend it if you're a fan of Soundwave, especially if you're a fan of Fall of Cybertron, and War for Cybertron specifically. I would prefer this one. I would recommend this one over the Voyager class, personally, because I think it scales better with the Megatron and the Starscream and the Shockwave. All the big guys, all the big bad Decepticons. It scales better with them. It doesn't have the gimmick, though, where you can put the minions in it like the Voyager does. But still, very nice figure. I do recommend it. It's my boy Soundwave, man. You can't say no to Soundwave. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed my review of a very nostalgic figure for me. This thing is... I got some memories with it, man. Because, like I said, this is the guy that kind of kick-started it all for me. Because just turning the camera around very poorly, you can see that Transformers have certainly left an impact on me. I have a lot of them now. I have a lot. Look, I got all the others. I got all the others from the game after I got Soundwave. Look at that, man. Transformers certainly mean a lot to me. And I hope if you watched and enjoyed this video, they mean a lot to you as well. So, there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out the description for my social media links as well as my P.O. Box address if you want to send me some memorific goodness. Have a good day, and as always, Soundwave superior. I don't know, the FOC Voyager inferior, I guess. I don't know. I prefer this one, so that's what I'm going to say. Bye-bye.